Judo is the science of picking up girls. And guys too, today I am going to be learning Judo from an Olympic silver medalist and coach who has led his students to over 20 Olympic gold medals. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be putting my Judo to the test against an explosive brown belt and a blue belt machine to see if learning Judo can actually make my Jiu Jitsu better. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jedi. I have a black eye. I got it from a guy. This is Yasuo Otogaru, a 6th degree black belt in Judo who has coached his students to multiple Olympic championships. So I knew that he was gonna have the good stuff. Today he's gonna be teaching me the correct way to do 2 takedowns that I play around with all the time. But first, let's cover some basics. The first one being stance. Now in the classic Jiu Jitsu stance, you have low hips with your hands out in front of you to stop any leg locks or takedown attempts. In Judo, it's a little different. You have more of a squared off stance and you're a little upright with a little bend in the knee. And they didn't tell this to me specifically, but I believe that bend in the knee is to help you lower your hips below your opponents, which is pretty important so you don't get thrown on your head. But Jedi, you're asking, how are you gonna stop a takedown while you're standing so tall? That goes on to our second point, which is grips. One thing they made extremely clear to me is how crucial it is to be the first person to establish your grips at the beginning of a match. You wanna be establishing the tempo. You want to be controlling and dictating where the match goes.
What's the score?
But Jedi.
Don't grips also matter in Jiu Jitsu as well?
Yes.
What?
I'll try to take you down.
Are we going full 100%?
Go like it's like a warm-up.
Gotcha.
Think you can knock him out, go ahead.
Now this drill right here, we're just moving around. Not going too hard, but I am attempting to get in on a shot. And I don't know if you can tell, this grip he has is strong. He's basically using my clothes to keep me away from him, which sounds weird when you put it that way. The whole idea of this drill is to get good grips and not let your opponents get theirs. I should be pretty good at this. Now this whole drill felt different. Legit, I look like a tiny T-Rex about to get nuked by an asteroid. But honestly, kind of fun. But now that I have the basics of Judo down, it is time to get into our first technique, the classic foot sweep. So on this one, you want to pull down on the collar, getting your partner to put their weight on their lead leg. The second you release the tension is when you go for the sweep. It's like shooting a rubber band. Right here. I'm a pro. Now, of course, when it comes to Judo, there is one throw that everybody automatically goes to, the Uchi Mata. The way that I'll get it is always from the underhook. I'll try to push into them, get them to overcommit, and that's when I go.
In Judo, when we teach the Uchimata, we don't use our leg. It's a hip throw. We do Uchimata where it's all by the hip. This is just a follow through. See what he does?
Mate, look at that finesse. Judokas refine this quality through the process of uchikumi, which may sound like a delectable delicacy, but is actually the process of repeatedly drilling the entry to the throw.
Boom. Boom.
Let's try this. This.
But pull, this hand has to come. When you're back foot, basically, you gotta turn it so it's this way.
See this?
There, now pull. Yeah. That's so much better. Do it a little lower this time.
My hips lower?
Yeah, a little bit lower. If he comes in with his belt low, I can do that low.
So a good rule of thumb is just keep your belt at the same level.
Or less. You're tall. We're only 5'7". You're what, 5'9"?
5'8".
5'8", yeah.
But on a good day, I'm 6'12". This is a good stance.
Yeah, that's good.
So we step and pull at the same time.
Yep.
We point that way.
Pull. Look at me. There you go.
Okay. Now that we have the run up, let's see if we can stick the landing.
Do a good throw from beginning to end. If you're gonna throw him, follow through. Follow through. Turn all the way. Turn all the way. Turn all the way. He's gonna throw you.
Okay. Now it's time to see how a pro does it, so we can get that side by side. Now just look at that difference in verticality. Now that I have mastered Judo, it is time to put my skills to the test. Now I may be going up against an Olympic level judoka, but I've read the secret. Let's go manifest some uchis. Like I said before, it's all about getting your grips first, which is what I try to do here. Since I have this grip, I should have an easy foot sweep. Okay, well, I was going light on him. He pulls on my sleeve and goes for a little front to back, then tries to go inside, but I've got those cat-like reflexes. He wants to go for that Taio Toshi, but I'm able to base with my left foot. Honestly, your boy's doing a pretty good job here. Perhaps this is gonna be easier than I thought it was. Well, balls. I'm checking my balance here because this judo stance got me feeling uncomfortable like Mark Zuckerberg in Congress. But the best defense is good offense. Whoever said that saying was a liar. I've got to remember, grips, fight for them, fight for them. Okay, we have a situation here, but I still should be able to keep my balance. Time for big dick energy here, boys. Stick out your chest like a based Sigma male, bruh. He's gonna go for his little trip, but we're gonna step over it like nothing. See, I know what I'm doing here. I can tell he's getting weak, so it's time to make my move. Okay, I think you're starting to get the point. Man's got skills to pay the bills. Here's a Uchi for ya. You don't like that one? Well, here's another one. Just as the fable of Logan Paul suing CoffeeZilla, I've decided this is not my hill to die on. I decided it was time to leave and return to the jiu-jitsu mat, using my newly acquired skills against my training partners. The first one being Alex, who is a solid-ass brown belt. My goal here is simply to get the takedown, but I haven't told him that, so he thinks we're just rolling like normal and decides he's gonna sit to play guard.
So I'm actually working on...
I'm trying to commit to the judo stance here, but when we grip up, I lower my stance, reverting to my old ways. He looks for a leg, but I'm blocking him with this hand. You can see I'm making a conscious decision to stand tall, but this is putting my leg really close to him, so naturally, he's gonna grab it. Now let's see if I can use what I learned here. He's pushing into me, so I go for the Uchimata, but my execution is lackluster, making it feel like an awkward handshake for both of us. He can't quit after one try, so I go again, but he runs his hips away from me, which stops the throw. So I walk my hips to his, tripling down on the attack, put him on the ground for a second, but he scooches out, grabbing my leg before I can stabilize the position. Now he's a little overextended here, so I lock up a Kimura grip, sitting in with my hips, looking to put him on his back. I want to push on his head to come up, but he turns into me, and without missing a beat, stands up with a single leg attack. Time for some hopscotch, crisscross applesauce. He's almost able to chop out my base, but I go for my patented wheelbarrow trot, and I'm able to keep myself standing up. I grab an arm drag, turn my knee to the outside, and start bunny hopping to his back, and after some work, I'm able to secure it, the takedown. After some hand stuff, he goes for my feet. I use this hand to clear this arm and run behind him, but just like the last lap dance I got, we run out of time before a conclusion is met. Our final challenger today is Alejandro, who is one scrappy blue belt. Your boy is gonna kick it off with some grade A steez. I'm gonna see if I can go 2 for 2, but not this time. Again, I'm standing pretty tall, leaving my leg exposed, but these grips are surprisingly effective in defending takedowns. As I'm reaching for my grips, he goes for the leg again. I look for the arm drag, go behind again, but he's able to shoulder shrug me before I get behind him, swimming an underhook with his arm as he drives into me, scoring the second takedown. We're gonna tie up again like a cute couple. He goes for a body lock, looking to pick me up. I look for the Uchi. As soon as he defends, I throw my leg over, sending it on a flying triangle, because I like to live dangerously like that. But he's grabbing my knee and posturing up, keeping me from locking up the triangle, so I'm gonna go over his head, pinching my knees together and adjusting my grip to finish with the arm bar. We're clinched up again, so I look for the Taio Toshi, but he's like, no-shi, Yoshi. He's giving me some forward momentum, so I'm gonna drop the floor out from underneath him, just like Logan Paul did to all the Crypto Zoo investors. From the clinch again, I'm gonna hit, whatever this is. Here we see an arm drag to Uno reverse to run away, run away. Gotta sharpen that up a little. This time I use the arm drag to feed his leg to my foot and get a scuffed little double leg looking takedown. He goes for a shot, which I sprawl on. I circle to his back and try to jump on, but my grips aren't solid, so I'm a step down, but just like our last president, I'm not going down without a fight. I'm able to get one hook in, but haven't quite taken his back yet. I can feel him slipping away, so I bail on his back and use the Kimura grip to pull him off to his side. Honestly, I think judo can be great to fill in some of the holes in my game, but it's probably gonna take more than one day of training. Now, some of you say I end my videos a little too abruptly, so this time we're gonna